So in this video I want to do an ID video for this gorgeous Iwanagara Apple Blossom Pink. Now my blooms are opened for a long time now. I think they are opened for 1 month and a half. I was really hoping this bud will also open so I can catch the full sight of all the blooms at one time, but unfortunately I am obliged now to film it because some of the blooms are starting to fade, and that is pretty normal because usually Cattleya orchids don't really last all that long in bloom, and 1.5 months is quite a long time. This is the first bud to open and it is the first to fade, but I think I will get at least 1 to 2 more weeks from it. And she bloomed from 3 spikes, as you can see, and she is absolutely gorgeous. I am amazed by what I have obtained. Alright, so let's get started. This exquisite hybrid cross was man-made by combining over time an astonishing 6 different genera together: Cattleya, Caulaelia, Dialaelia, Rhyncattleanthe and Snowflake. With all this in its background, instead of a big mess, came the best of all worlds, a compact, easy, cluster-blooming Cattleya type that usually blooms in a pastel two-toned peacocky pinks with touches of yellow, although there are whites, all yellow and all pink types as well. On my particular one, the sepals and petals have a pale pink color, now towards the end of their lives towards white, while on the lip we can see a more intense pinkish color. Let's say this is one of the more recent ones to open. She is opened for about 2 weeks, and we can see that here on the lip she does have a bit of a more intense pink, while on this one the pink will be even more striking on the days after it opens. The blooms are very well shaped, rather open. They have about 8 centimeters or 3 inches in diameter. The texture is rather flimsy, but in a good way. These are wonderfully simple, dainty blooms, considering the genetic makeup, with sometimes, when well cared for, up to 9 or 10 blooms per spike. For example, the spike in the right has 9 blooms, or 8 blooms and a bud, which is pretty amazing in my opinion. This amazing cluster of blooms is beautifully presented above the leaves of each pseudobulb. My particular orchid jumped in one single year from having only 4 pseudobulbs to 8. So I had 4 new growths in one single season, from which only 3 produced a spike. This is because on one of them the leaf kind of bent and let's say closed the part on the stem of the plant, or on the top of the pseudobulb from which the spike came, and when that happens, that kind of tells the orchid not to bloom from that particular pseudobulb, because the spike can get tangled and she will only waste her energy. It is important to keep in mind that these orchids often bloom when they are quite young plants. These flowers are lasting incredibly well for a Cattleya type orchid. Mine is in bloom for about 1.5 months now, and the blooms are just today starting to show some signs of fading, as this is the first time she blooms for me, because last year I managed to break her 7 bud spike. I have no idea how much these blooms will last. And then there is the fragrance, something that I consider worth bottling. I believe the best way I can describe this magnificent scent is that it reminds me of freesias, but she has a powdery touch to it. I absolutely adore it. The scent is more powerful in the morning, but I can totally feel a hint of it in the evening as well. For example, when I am filming this video, it is about 6 p.m. in Romania, and she is still smelling a bit if I poke my nose into the blooms, while in the morning she fills up my entire house. I have heard complaints that sometimes there is no scent at all, but I guess that was to be expected with such a genetic background. But as I said, that is not the rule. The exception it is that she is not particularly fragrant. My particular individual, it is extremely fragrant, literally invading my entire house. She stays on the table on my living room, and I can feel her fragrance in every single corner of my house. Where she lacks in color, she gains in fragrance. This hybrid is very adaptable and tolerant. I have seen many people saying their hybrid can take all that much sun. Definitely not as much as other cattleyas. And I can only say that this is partially true. In the first 2 years in my care, that was the case. She couldn't handle the light other cattleyas could. Whenever I would expose her to brighter light, she would turn her leaves quite purplish. But as a very interesting finding, she is now adapted to take much brighter light without displaying these symptoms. Also, she has changed this feature after I started to use the MSU fertilizer. Quite often the purplish tint of the leaves is connected to a magnesium deficiency, especially when people are growing their orchids outdoors, because that is when in the nighttime they experience lower temperatures that actually make the orchids do their leaves purplish. So not only the sun is doing that, but also the lack of magnesium in the presence of lower temperatures. As a final thought on the light issue, you should give this hybrid as much sun as you can without burning its leaves. This is not a hybrid that requires a lot of sun to bloom, but you can make it adjusted to higher levels of light as long as you do it gradually. If you grow her in bark, you should let it dry in between waterings. I grow mine in semi-hydro, and as you can see, she loves it. Every time the reservoir gets empty, I water her again with fertilizer at about 350 ppm. This is not a small orchid at all, and it actually requires loads and loads of fertilizer in order to create these chubby pseudobulbs. They are about 15 centimeters in height and about 5 to 6 centimeters in width. Also, she produces 3 to 4 leaves per cane. On my care, each pseudobulb fully matures in about 6 months. She produces 2 flushes of growth per year, but then all the sheets bloom at the same time in spring. The spikes take about 2 months to fully mature. This orchid usually produces new roots when the pseudobulb is almost fully mature, reason for which I don't advise you to repot it at the wrong time. When new roots emerge, that is the perfect time to repot it. Mine performs delightfully in this setup, rewarding me with charming flowers and fabulous fragrance. This is a cross between Dialaelia, Snowflake and Blc Orange Nugget. This very fragrant apple blossom hybrid cross is one that everyone seems to love, and it deservedly has won many awards. As you can see, mine grew very fast into a specimen, and I really wanted to show to you this. Now she has already started 3 growths, and they are quite big also. Here is the second one, and somewhere on the base I know there is a smaller one. Here it is. So we already have 3 growths, but she usually does 2 flashes of growth, so I might actually have 6 growths this year, which is pretty amazing. The blooms are extremely pretty, and I am very happy with this orchid. This year she did for me 22 blooms, which is quite amazing in my opinion. As I said, she does have 3 spikes. Unfortunately, some of the blooms are already starting to fade, and I will actually pinch this one off because I think it really ruins my display. The sheets usually are quite small here at the base, and then the spike starts to enlarge, and they can get quite tall. Also, what I really like at this orchid it is that here inside the throat it has those reddish lines and spots, and also here on the lip she has a bit of a darker pinkish color tint, which is quite nice to me. Also, when the sun shines a bit more, you can actually see a sort of pinkish margin on the outside of the bloom. She's really gorgeous. I adore this star shape she has. You can see mine, it is potted in quite a large pot, because if I would have kept it in a 12 centimeters one, she would dehydrate quite fast. She really loves her water and fertilizer. So alright guys, this has been the video for today, and if you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section below. I will be more than happy to answer them for you. If you have liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. Thank you very much for watching, and see you all next time.